But we proceed. Thank you so much, Nyabuto. Daha. Who else? Kitonga, I can see you. Oh, yeah. You people. You always make my Monday. By far, Monday is the most tiring day for me. But I always get refreshed in the afternoon. No, after talking to you people. Wish this was face-to-face learning. Yeah. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And therefore, we must abide by that because these are the rules that we've been given, right? But hopefully next semester we'll be meeting for the first time. No. I only know names here and a few faces. I know then I'll be able to know all of you. My voice is breaking. Oh my. Is it breaking? Violin. My voice breaking. And what breaking are we talking about here? Hmm? I hope sio ile bahati tena. That my voice must break to a deeper voice. Ya kusema bahati tena. You know. Otherwise, it's a good afternoon. Good to meet you once more. And good to know that many weeks down the line, many weeks down the line, Duncan acha iungue. Kwani iko nini? Acha iungue. Many weeks down the line that we are still holding on. What started as an impossible mission is almost getting accomplished, right? Almost getting accomplished. Thank you, Brighton. Thank you, Brighton. I'm honored. Yeah, we started this journey in, is it July? Yeah, July, and we are in October. Now that tells you something that 3 months are over. July, August, September. This is the 4th month. This is the 4th month. And you know, a semester runs for 12 to 14 weeks around there, 12, 14 weeks. And therefore, I know by now you know that the exams are around the corner, right? When are you starting the exams? When are the exams starting? 19. Very good, very good. So you are aware. Ah, nice, nice. And I've already posted your exams. I already prepared the exam. I've already prepared the exam. Yeah, a good paper. Combination of both the multiple choice and practical calculation work, right? Yeah. For practical, I'll expect you to work hard because you must earn your marks, right? No, for theory, these are the theory of multiple choice. Then without working, you can click D or click A and B and C. And sometimes you might pass. Yeah, but it is important that we prepare ourselves well. I know I've given my all, right? I have given my all to you. No, every day on Monday afternoon, took time to prepare, prepared notes for you. In the next 1 week, it will be out Brighton. And I also want to hope that the other lecturers have done the same, because our desire is to educate you. The focus here should not be on the exam, as I told you before. The focus should be, are you educated? Are you better than when you joined in July? That should be the focus. Now, I want to address one or two issues before we begin. Today, we want to learn about control accounts. I want to address one or two things before we begin. One, there are those people who are fearful that the marks that we had given them, or they had earned the previous cuts, got lost. Yeah, there are those people who are fearful. I want to confirm here that those marks are intact. I still have them, right? I want to confirm that I'm still having the marks. So you need not worry. Barbara. Ni Barbara ama ni Barbara? Hey, oh my. Oh. Why can't you see me? You have to see me in Zomo. Why do you want to see me? Why you cannot see them? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I think there was a challenge with the system. We may not be able to see them, but I'm able to see them from my side. I already have that Excel with me where I fill in your marks. So you don't need to get worried. You don't need to get worried. But I'm very sure there are few of you, very few of you. There are very few of you. Yeah, even the other units, yes, should be intact. There are few of you who, they have already done one assignment or one, cut. I don't get it. We have done several since we started. So I'm not sure. I don't get it. Sasa wenye mulishindwa kusubmit. And by the way, Chekuki, Paul, you've reminded me something else. No, I cannot avail everybody's marks to you. You can only confirm what you have with me. I cannot avail everybody's marks to you. You can only confirm what you have with me. Now, that reminds me, there are people who were never able to submit. Even after we did the first time and we did it the second time, and there are, of course, those people who stole. Those who stole, I gave a 0. Those who copied others' work, I gave a 0. Yeah, and there is no regret there. I always tell you that I'm very friendly, but there are matters that I take very seriously. One, if you don't communicate, you are not coming to class, you're not confirm whether I am loud and clear. Good. No, Gadaya, the exam duration is should be 3 hours. It should be 3 hours, right? The exam duration should be 3 hours, but we generally have 2 sections. We have section A, which consists of multiple choice questions, right? And then you have section B, which consists of questions that we call essay questions, or questions that you require you to write down, right? Yeah. So 3 hours. 3 hours, but of course you can complete it early. Section A will be 1 hour 40 minutes. Section B will be 1 hour 20 minutes, right? No, I don't want to address the issue of bundles, Rodney. Rodney, I saw a message in your WhatsApp that was directing you what to do if you don't have bundles. True or false? True or false? Yeah, I saw one. So let us take these things seriously. Let us take these things seriously. Whenever a message is posted, take it seriously. You're being requested to send your email to a certain email address, right? If you don't have bundles. So you cannot address that here. Sawa. Tujue bado. No. Ndonye. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. If you need to know, you contact me. Right? I think that is more fair than putting it out there. You have a zero, then you start complaining that I'm shaming you. The registration of unit, you'll be directed what to do. I'm not sure that you've already been directed what to do, but registration of unit will be tackled later. Pass mark is 50. Pass mark is 50. Pass mark is 50. Oh, Peter Mwarere, other units wanawekea hapo. You'll have to get a laptop. Nigoti. Unless your phone has what you call what? Safe exam browser. That's what they are using. No, not sure. But you'll have to confirm that. I am very sure they will be either you've already been called or there will be a meeting for exam preparation, right? We record the first zeros. Which are the first zeros? you got a zero, Nyabuto. Every zero, every marks should count. Every zero, every one, every 10 should count. Remember, this is a conclusion of what you've been doing the whole semester. From July to September, 50%. From September, now the exam that we do will cater for 50. Huh? No, lockdown is a must. By the way, Duncan is a must. You better get used to that idea. It will be really unfortunate if you get locked out, because if you don't have it, then it means you'll not be able to tackle your exams. Exams will be out of 50. It will be out of 50. Kama inakataa, then you'll have to make arrangement. You must make arrangements of getting a phone or a laptop that has responders browser. Responders. Responders browser. Very, very important. Take for all the units 3 hours, probably one exam per day. No, kwani Saiba mnaenda kupiga kelele? Who is this? Who is this? See, you'll be there with on your own computer. You don't have to tell people to keep quiet. If you're able to concentrate there when you're learning, then you should be able to concentrate there when you are doing the exam. As in, you will have that meeting. It will be called to attention if it is not already done for you to be directed on what is expected of you, right? For now, we need now that we'll be starting our exams on 19th, and today is 5th. We need to make this our final class, right? So that I give you time, you study on Monday coming week, Monday coming week, Monday coming week, Monday coming week, we'll be doing our final cut. We'll be doing our final cut, which will also act as a mock for our main exam, right? And therefore, I expect you to have either downloaded all those things that you need to download, whether it is the responders or it is the lockdown browser, by Monday. So Monday lesson in the afternoon, we are going to tackle our final cut. And that cut will involve both section A and section B. Section A consisting of multiple choice questions, and section B consisting of these other calculation, normal calculation questions. Monday next week at 2. Monday next week at 2. It will have a lockdown browser. So if you don't have, you'll not be able to access. And if you are not able to access, it means that you'll get a 0. So let us get sorted on those issues of login before then, kindly. Yeah, you should have it. You should have it on Monday. No, Mokanga, you can meet behind the tent with these other fellows who seem to know what that is. Yeah? No, you should meet with these fellows. They know what it is. Yes, I already graded assignment 2. So if you have a 0, you have a 0. I don't know what you got. You can check. Now, I think I'm done with that. Can you provide us sample paper on the lockdown browser without recording? No. We don't have time for that. Who is this? We don't have time for that. Become 113. We don't have time for that. No, I cannot say. You see now, you people, I'm just giving you and alerting you. Now you're telling me to send you the browser. I don't have the browser. No, if your phone is able to accept it, then well and good. That's why I'm telling you, today is Monday. Throughout this week, know how you can get that, whatever browser they are talking about. You know, I'm just trying to help you so that when the exams come, they will not lock you out. To me, I'm just trying to tell you this so that at least on Monday, you can, you can flow with it. And it will be easier for you now when you'll be tackling the exams, right? So in between today and Monday, kindly let your class reps liaise with the HOD if you've not been given instructions on exams, so that you are able to know what lockdown browser are you downloading and where are you getting it from, right? So that you are able also to know whether your phone will be able to accept it or whether it will not be able to, or whether they are not compatible, right? Duncan, no, it's not possible. Good, so we proceed. Today, I want to spend some time. Now, if you're keen, you've realized that accounting is wide, right? Very wide. And we may not be able to cover each and everything that you are meant to cover from the beginning, right? And what that means is that there are some things probably that I would expect you to work on your own. You meet them as you revise As you read books, as you Google in the internet, from the internet, you'll be able to get them and familiarize yourself with them. Yeah, not just for the exam purposes, but also for you to be able to gain a better understanding of accounting. Now, accounting, I like it because it is very straightforward. No hidden things, right? No hidden principles or hidden formulas. You have all of them. Where you need a format, you have it, right? Therefore, there is no need to struggle. So today, our focus is going to be on control accounts. Our focus will be on control accounts. I want to share a document that is here. I'm not very sure that it will be possible because of challenges, system challenges, right? Let me try, however, let me try. Let me try and share this. We call them control accounts. Control accounts. Now, you don't even be tempted to read what is written here. You may not be able to comprehend, and you might lose on what I want to talk about. And I'll start by defining a control account. It is simply an account within the GL or general ledger that sums up balances in the subsidiary accounts, right? I want to take you back to where we were drawing the ledgers, right? Where you given information, then you have to draw what ledgers are affected, fill them in, and then from there you are able to balance them, have a balance carried forward, right? And you find that in such places, that work can be messy in the real accounting framework because you'll have to construct so many of them, so many of those ledgers for you to be able to account for your work or to do the real the accounting, right? And therefore, oh, my internet. I hope you're still able to hear me, good people. I hope you're still able to hear me. And therefore, control accounts are accounts that are drawn up, right? And that sums up or that summarizes a number of subsidiary accounts, right? And usually they are of many types. For example, we can collect all those accounts that deals with sales, credit sales, right? We can collect all of them together, right? In the account that is dealing with credit sales. We can collect all those accounts that deal with the stock, right? And have them together. We can do that. And that should form a basis of what we are calling what? What we are calling control accounts. Now, trying to include all these accounts in a GL or general ledger can be unworkable. It is so tedious. And I know you've done that, so you know it is tedious. You're given around 10 transactions and you have to construct like 30 accounts or 30 ledgers. Yeah? Very tedious, very tedious. And therefore, because of that, we construct one account, right? That will give us a summary of transactions regarding a specific area. Now, what is the purpose of these accounts? One is that they provide a summary of transactions recorded in various subsidiary ledgers. It would be good to know or to look at a summary of different transactions. So we continue learning even when the network is up and down. We'll still continue learning. I just want to hope that I'm still clear. If I am not, you can always talk to me. The screen is shared. The screen is shared. So number two, we see that it makes possible the division of accounting work among the ledger keepers or among the accountants, so that you will know now who is dealing with issues of cash, right? Who is it that is dealing with the issues of stock? Who is it that is dealing with the issues of fixed assets? Who is it who is dealing with the issues of sales, right? You are able to divide that work. If you've given a specific control account to a specific clerk. Number three, it facilitates the prompt preparation of profit and loss account and balance sheet at the end of the period, because it gives us a summary of the total of those specific accounts or ledgers, which will easily be transferred into the profit and loss account. Number four, it helps in detection and prevention of errors and frauds, right? That you're able to know if it is not balancing. You're able to know early enough and correct that. Number five, it provides what we call internal check. It provides internal check so that the supervisor is able to check his people, and in case of an error, then it can be corrected. In case of an error, it can be corrected. Number six, it will provide a basis for reconciliation of cost and financial accounts. To provide a basis, because you're able to use those accounts to do various reconciliation. Number five, it will provide a arithmetic check. Have we talked about accuracy? Arithmetic check on the postings made individual accounts. You're able to know. Number eight, facilitate delegation of duties, which may be different from what we've called the division of accounting work, that you are able to delegate some duties to your junior staff to look at specific accounts. Now, they also reduce the amount that is taken to prepare GL. When you prepare these accounts, you reduce on the amount that you would have taken to prepare all those other ledgers that we've already dealt with. Now, there are two main types of control. My network keeps on fluctuating. I need to find a solution. I need to find a solution. I need to find a solution. Let me see. Let me see. Be patient. I try and sort out this once and for all. Sorry for that. I want to hope will not now be interrupted. I hope that there will be no more interruption. So we continue. Now, what was I saying? That there are two main types. There are two main types of control accounts: the ones that are mostly prepared, and the ones that we need to know how to prepare at this moment. You can confirm whether you're hearing me, so that I'm not talking to myself. Can you confirm? Thank you, thank you, Rodney. And therefore, I was saying that there are two major types, two major or main types of control accounts that are prepared, and one we call it sales ledger control account. You can also call it total debtors control account. And the other one is the purchases ledger control account, also called, let me share the screen, sorry, to share this. So we are talking about sales and purchases ledger control account, also called total creditors control account. So in exam, if you find that you've been told to prepare total debtors control account and total creditors control account, it's the same as sales ledger control account and purchases ledger control account. I want to give a disclaimer that this, even when you see them being called sales and debtors, they are different from the sales that we know. They are very different from the sales account and purchases account and creditors account that we know. In that, for sales ledger control account, yeah, for the sales ledger control account, it will consist of all those accounts related to the credit sales, and the same case for purchases. All those accounts related to credit purchases. Anything affecting them will be dealt with in these accounts. Now, here with me, I have a format. Here I have a format of the way a total or sales ledger control account looks like. We say that this is also called what? Total data control account. So this is the format. We need to have it. I don't know whether you're going to write it down somewhere. If you can, kindly write it somewhere. It begins with the balance brought down of the total debit on the debit side, right? And on the other side, it begins with the total credit balances of the sales ledger. This still balance brought forward, or balances that are brought down. These are still balances that are brought down. I'll explain why we have two balances. I will explain this as special account. I'll explain why we have two balances. Then from there, we have credit sales that is given there. After recording credit sales, then the next thing that you do is if there is any refund to customers, you debit it. You debit it there. Any dishonored check is recorded on the debit side. Bad debts that have been recovered should be recorded on that debit side, right? Then on this other side, you should include, apart from the credit balance that has been brought down, we should include total cash that we have received from credit customers, right? From credit customers. Then we have total checks that we have received from credit customers. We have total return inwards. We have total cash discount allowed to customers. Total cash discount allowed to customers. The screen is already shared. You're not able to see it. It's already shared. At least Rogers can confirm that. Then from there, we have what we call total bad debts written off. Remember, this side on credit is bad debt written off. On the other debit side, we said bad debts recovered. Bad debts recovered. But from that bad debts, we have what we call cash received from bad debtors recovered. If there is any cash, you need to record it here. It's also an element of purchases ledger contra. And these are items that are affecting both the purchases and sales. Yeah. And then from there, we'll have a balance carried down. Balance carried down, both on this other side and on the debit side. So don't forget that here we have two balances. We have balance brought down on debit side and on credit side, and we have balance carried down on credit side and debit side. Now, this happened because of this reason. In normal operation of business, you will find that sometimes we deal with people who are our customers, right? But we are also selling things to them. So they are our customers and we are their customers, right? For example, let's say I'm selling phones. So I'm selling phones to you, right? So I am your customer, right? So you are buying phones from me. But you're also selling something to me. You're also selling something to me. And therefore, at any time, you will find that there is an amount that I am owing you, right? And there is that amount you are owing me. There is an amount that I am owing you. I'm yet to pay you. And there is that amount you are owing me that you are yet to pay to me. Does it make sense why we have two balances on both sides? I know in the normal scenario, we only have balance on one side, right? Because there we expect that the relationship is one way. I am either buying from you or I'm selling to you, right? But in this case, we are recognizing the fact that in the business world, it is difficult to have an ideal situation. And therefore, in this case, I expect that in the normal trading, I have some few goods that I'm selling that you may require. And I know you have some few goods that you're selling that I need. And therefore, if you're selling on credit and I'm selling on credit at any given time, at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you will find that there are some things that I've not paid you for, and there are some things you have not paid me for. So yours, again, is still a balance, mine is still a balance. That is why we have balance brought down on both sides of this account. I want to hope that that is clear. Purchases ledger control account is not different. It is not different. Purchases ledger control account is not different. Again, remember here we are recording the issues that are affecting what? Credit purchases. Ndwiga, can you stop sleeping or you switch off your camera? My friend. Some of you are sleeping in my class. You restart your Chekuki, restart your network, or you restart your phone if you're using your phone. Ama namna gani, Rogers? We continue. We continue. So I'm saying that format again, I hope you've written that format. Again, format for purchases ledger control account is not different. It has balances on both sides because of the same reason. That sometimes there are things I want to buy from you, sometimes there are things you want to buy from me, right? And at any given time, if you're dealing with the credit, yeah, what has my voice to do with this? Oh my, you want to tell me I'm not clear? Is it me or is it your side? I hate that feeling. I'm actually not able to continue without confirming this. Then they should restart their network. Kindly let them restart their gadgets so that we proceed. Now, I'm saying that the purchases ledger control, for the same reason, will have balances on both sides, right? It will have balances on both sides. But now, you know, in the normal situation, in the normal cases, um, we only have balance on one side. But now, in this case, in the cases of ledger control, balances will be on both sides. And therefore, here we record anything that has to do with purchases, credit purchases, right? And you know, when we buy things on credit, sometimes we may pay for them, sometimes we may delay, sometimes we may write checks, sometimes we pay in cash, right? Sometimes we are allowed some discounts, sometimes we return things outward, right? So all those things again will be recorded, they will be recorded in this account. And as you can see, for real, it is a summary. For real, it is a summary of many other accounts that we can talk about. It is indeed a summary of many, many accounts that we can talk about. Now, I don't want to tackle the issue of a double entry here. I don't want to talk about the issue of double entry, but here there is an example that has been given. Yeah, that the total sales 105, cash that has been received from debtors is 91, right? And therefore you expect that account to, the data control account to appear this way, right? On the side of the sales, when we do sales, we credit. Yeah, we usually credit sales. And therefore you expect that this account, to fulfill that double entry, it will be debited with that amount. Anytime we receive cash, what do? We debit, right? And therefore you expect the corresponding opposite entry, so that we can have double entry, is to credit. It is to credit our data or sales ledger control account. And therefore then the balance is noted there. So this still obeys the, what we call the books of, or the double entry concept of accounting. Very much obey that. Now, there are some few exceptions here that we need to note. One is that cash received from cash sales should never be included in the sales ledger account. So here we are not dealing with anything that we sold in cash. If it is an amount that had been sold in a credit, but it has been received in cash, then that needs to be included. But if we sell in cash, those amounts not need to be included in this place. Yeah, they don't need to be included. Only cash discounts, that is allowables and receivables, should be included here. Other discounts, including the trade discounts, should never be included in this account. Should never be included in this account. Number 3 is that provisions for doubtful debts are not included in the sales ledger control account. They are not included here. They are not included here. I hope that is clear. Very, very clear. And the same case for purchases ledger. Now I know we have a question there, right? Illustration. The first illustration, I don't know whether I give it a name. I'm not sure whether I give it a name. And therefore, I want to take a break of 1 minute. When I come, we tackle that first illustration so that at least we understand what we are talking about, right? So a minute. My friend Mado, we don't need to go there. We can handle that later. We can handle that later. Can handle that later. Let us handle that format issues later. So now we have that question. We have that question, and I want us to be able to. I want us to be able to tackle it, right? I want us to be able to tackle that question. Let me delete all this. Let me delete all those. Good. From the question that you have here, from the question that you have of ABC, ABC Limited maintain control accounts in its business records. The balances and the transaction relating to companies' control account for the month of December are listed here. Now, what is very, very important is for you to be able to differentiate those accounts that are going to affect, because you've been given so many accounts here. If you look at them, we have balance as at December, sales ledger, we have both debit and credit, purchases account, both debit and credit. Then you have transactions, sales on credit, purchase on credit, return inwards, return outwards, bills of exchange payable, bills of exchange receivable, check received from customers, check paid to suppliers. So you should be able to differentiate the accounts that are going to affect the purchases ledger control account and the accounts that will affect the sales ledger control account. Because at the end of the day, the question is post this what? Post this trade receivable ledger control accounts, post the trade receivable ledger control accounts or sales ledger control accounts, and also the purchases ledger control account. I hope that is clear, right? I hope that that is clear. So you allow me to share the document so that we proceed together. Allow me to share the document, but you can confirm whether you're able to see this document. Kindly confirm you're able to see that document that is there. Kindly confirm that you're able to see that document that is there. The Excel document, Excel document. Thank you. So in this case, we'll start with what we call trade receivables ledger control account. And remember, we have said that this account is also called what? What have we said it is called? Sales ledger. We can replace that with the sales what? We can replace that with the sales ledger control account. It starts with balance brought forward, both debit and credit balance. So what will be our balance here? What will be our balance there? Someone? Someone? Which is this balance? Can you participate? Which is this balance? Is it debit balance or credit balance? Is it debit balance or credit balance? It is debit balance, right? So From information that we have in the question, what is the amount that we're supposed to record there? What amount are we supposed to record there? 61,85,000. Do you see that? So here we record 61,85,000, right? Credit sales. Credit sales. You can see it from that book, or from the books there, from the information that you've been given there. What is the amount of credit sales? No, good. Let me first finish up with why is somebody saying 52,500? Now that 52,500 goes to this other side, 52,500. We first deal with those balances that are there. That's a credit what? It is on the credit side. It is on the credit side. I hope now we know where to put this in regard to sales ledger when you've been told that it is in debit or on credit side. You already know that, right? We already know that. So credit sales is 84,52,000. 84,52,000. Next item is return in. Can you see? Remember now, if you look at the information that we have in the question that I gave you, we want to isolate those items that are affecting sales and in specific credit sales. So whenever we have return, is it inward or outward that affect the sales? It is inwards, right? So that inwards must be recorded somewhere there. So 203, 500, true or false? If you look at the question again, return outwards will affect what? Purchases. You leave it out, right? What about bills of exchange? Payable and receivable. Which one affects sales? And which one affects purchases? Bill of exchange payable, or bills payable. Bills payable and bills receivable. Which one affect purchases and which affect sales? Yes? Which one do you record here? Bills receivable is the one that affects what? It is the one that affects sales, because these are bills that we are yet to receive. We are sold, but we've not been paid. We call them bills receivable. True or false? And therefore, what is the amount of bills receivable? What is the amount of bills receivable? Amount of bills receivable, very fast. 615, thank you. So we record it there. Bills receivable 5615. We go back to the question. The next one is check received from customers and checks paid to suppliers. Which one affects sales? Which one is affecting sales? Is it checks that we've received from customers, or is it checks that we have paid to suppliers? Yes, it's checks received, right? And therefore we need to record it. We need to record it. Checks received, what's the amount? What is the amount? What is the amount? What is the amount of checks received from customers? Consult the question. 7985. Good. 7985. We go back to the question. The next there is cash paid to suppliers. Cash paid to suppliers. Does it affect sales? Does it affect sales? No. Next is bills that payable dishonored. Bills payable dishonored. Bills payable dishonored. Does it affect sales? Bills payable dishonored. Does it affect sales? No. So next one is cash paid to suppliers. Cash paid to suppliers, does it affect sales? No. We go to the next. Bills payable. Bills payable, where are we? Cash paid to suppliers, cash. No, there is checks and there is cash. Paid to suppliers. There is checks and there is cash. So we continue, that doesn't affect us. It affects purchases. Charges on bills dishonored. Those bills are relating to purchases, not sales. So we continue. The next item is cash received from customers. Does it affect sales? Yes, it does. So 153. 153. Next is the bad debts written off. Does it affect us? Yes, it does. Bad debts written off, it affects us. And that is 64,500. We record it there. Cash discount allowed. Does it affect us? Yes. Cash discount allowed affects us. And therefore, 302. 302, it affects us. What else have we not recorded? Cash discount. Then we have bills receivable, dishonored. Do they affect us? Bills receivable, dishonored. Bills receivable, dishonored. Do they affect us? Yes, they do. But in this case, we record them on the debit side, right? What is the amount? 88,500. Is it? 88,500. 88,500. Any other item affecting sales? Any other item affecting sales there? Do you have any other item affecting sales? Any other item affecting sales from those items that are there? We have balance at the end. We have some balance at the end. What balance have we been given? What balance have we been given? Good people, good people. The 44. Where do we record the 44? It is a debit balance. It is a credit balance. Where do we record it? Where do we record 44? On the debit side, where I've colored yellow, or on the credit side where I've colored green. No, not green, this is blue. My colorblind. All men are colorblind. Probably this is purple, and I'm seeing a blue. On the credit side, somebody saying on the debit side. Where do we record it? Because these are dishonored. Bills receivable are on the credit side, right? But amongst these 615, bills worth 88,500 have been dishonored. They have refused to pay. Therefore, we must be able to subtract from the total bills. Thank you. So which side do we record them? Debit or credit? Where we have yellow or where we have blue? My young students, where do we record this? You know, when I talk about credit balance, debit balance, we have talked about these things before. Where we have yellow, right? This is what amount? 44,000. Yeah? When it is recorded here, it means it's a what? A debit balance or a credit balance. What does it mean? It is a credit balance. Reason being, Why are you calling it a debit? This is a credit balance. Reason being, at the beginning of the year, it will be recorded here where I've put blue. That's where it will be recorded. At the beginning, it's a closing balance here. At the beginning of the year, it will be recorded there. True or false? Which means it is a credit balance. Again, this balance that will be here at the end of the year is the balance that will start here, which means it's a debit what? It's a debit balance. I hope that is clear. So what you're supposed to determine is this balance. It is that balance. And that account is supposed to balance, right? And if it balances, what will be our balance here? What will be a balance? Can you balance those account, that account? Actually, I'm not balancing. Give me the balance there. What will be the balance carried down for that account? Balance carried down for that account. Very fast, very fast. Someone give me the balance. Balance the account. Give me the balance there. $53, 96, 56, 59, 65. Which is which? Which is which? Which is which? 53.94. Good. 53.94. So balance there is 53.94. 53.94. 53.94. 5394. I hope that that is clear. That is sales ledger. Sales ledger. Who is raising their hand? You just put your comment here. I'll be able to see it. And respond to it if it needs my response. I hope that is clear. That is sales ledger. Now, if you're keen, there are those items that remained, right? And that are supposed to go to the trade payables or purchases. I am not very sure that that question was asking you to prepare purchases. Purchases ledger control account. Purchases ledger control account. Though should we remove this for the purposes of demonstration? Big problem with the account. This is not big. Not big, it's a small problem. Will that sort it out, sir? Confirm if that sorts that out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for seeing that. Asante, asante, asante. So you remember there are items that we left out, right? There are items that we left out, and those are the items that are affecting purchases, will be the items that we'll use to prepare purchases what? Purchases ledger control account, ABC Limited Purchases Ledger Control Account. We'll start, of course, with balance brought down and balance brought down on both debit and credit side. So which amount go where? Which amount goes here, where I have blue? What amount goes there in the purchases ledger? What amount goes there? What amount goes there? Very fast, very fast. Let us respond. And what amount goes where we have color brown? 16,500 goes where? Where we have blue, or where we have brown? Where does it go? So it will be 16,500 here, right? And the other balance, how much is the other balance? How much is the other balance? 4285, where we have brown. Good. The next item is, the next item? After recording those balances, we have, if you look below sales, we have purchases on credit. You see that? Purchases on credit. We have purchases on credit. Purchases on credit, which we must put here. Purchases on credit or credit purchases is 56 what? 87. 5687. Right? Next, look at the question. The other item that is affecting purchases is return out. It is return out, and return out reduces our purchases and therefore should be on the debit side here, right? Return out, which is 284. True or false? I hope so far so good. I hope so far so good. Then the next item after return out is bills of exchange payable. Remember we said that that one affects purchases. Bills of exchange payable, bills of exchange payable, and that should be on the debit side. It should be on the debit side there. What is the amount? 930. It is 56,87,500. 56,87,500. Yeah. Thank you. Bills receivable, bills payable. 930. Right. We continue. What is the next item? Checks paid to suppliers. Is it? Checks paid to suppliers, which is 4732. If I'm not wrong, it should be 4732. 4732, yes. 4732. Next item on the question that is affecting purchases. Next item. Next item on the question. We have bills payable dishonored. Can you see that? Can you see bills payable dishonored? Bills payable dishonored. What is the amount? 400. 400. 400. Thank you. Then look at the question again. The next item that affects purchases. We have some charges on the bills that are bills payable dishonored. Can you see that? And that is how much? 10,000. 10,000. The next item, credit cash received from customer, no. Bad debts written off, no. Cash discount allowed, no. Bills receivable dishonored, no. Bill receivable dishonored, no. Where are we? Cash received, Bad debts written off, no. Cash discount allowed. Have we recorded that? Those are allowed, not. Cash paid to suppliers. Cash paid to suppliers. Where is that? Cash, yes, cash paid to suppliers. How much? How much of cash was paid to suppliers? How much of cash was paid to suppliers? $88,500. Now, can we balance that account? Or is there any other item that is remaining? Any other item remaining? We've been given one balance. Where do we record it? Where do we record the balance that we've been given? If you look down there on that question, there's a balance. There's a balance there, down there on the question. We've been told that balances is 31st December were as follows. They were as follows. We have sales and the purchases. Where do we record the purchases balance? Where do we record the purchases balance? Which side? On the credit side. So balance here becomes what? How much is the balance there? 23,500. 23,500. True or false? 23,500. 23,500. So can we balance that account? 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 Give me the balance on the other side. Give me the balance on the other side. Give me the balance on the other side. Balance, 43.55. Again, and go with our zeros there. $43.55. Are we together up to that point? Are we together up to that point? I told you here, format is the same. What you just have to know is which items are affecting purchases and which others are affecting sales. Sometimes they will include more items. You can include more items here, but most of them are meant to confuse you, right? Like provision for depreciation, cash sales will be recorded there, cash purchases will be recorded there. And as much as they may affect sales, we have said specific transactions that cannot be included in this account. Because if you're keen, you have noticed that these accounts have everything to do with either credit purchases or credit sales, right? What is it that we sold on credit? Out of that, what amount has been paid? what amount is pending, what has been the charges, what is the amount that is dishonored, right? What is the amount that has been taken out back to the suppliers? What amount have we received from our own suppliers back? Those are the things that we deal with here. Can you confirm whether it is clear or whether there is any question at this moment? Confirm whether it is clear or there is any question at this moment. Very, very clear. I need the clear thing from other people. Thank you. Kako, thank you. Peter, we have so many of you now. Now, using the same format, are we able to do the second illustration? Are we able to do the second illustration using the same format? Are we able to do the second illustration using the very, very same format? How many minutes should I give you so that I come back and we compare notes? These things are simple. 10 minutes, we finish up with the sales. We compare with the answer that I have got here of those balances, right? And then the other one, 10 minutes, and then we compare. That's fair. That's a total of 20 minutes. It is a total of 20 minutes. No, that is the format. You already have it. If you've written what you've been doing, leave out the other. The other will confuse you. The other one will confuse you. Use this one. Use this one. Any item that is not there, I also want, if there is any item that is not within what we have already put, think about it and the reason where to put it, right? So 15 minutes starting from now. So at 4, exactly 4, I am here, I'm coming back. At exactly 4, I'm coming back. Balances that we are getting. What are the balances that you're getting? I'm looking for the balance. I am looking for the balance. Can you give me the balance first? Stop asking about the sharing of the screen. Why do you want to copy what I have? Can you give me the balances that you're getting now? What is the balancing figure there? Or is there any other item that you have left out? Is there any other item you have left out? Can you give me the balances? Somebody give me the balances there. We've already recorded, Rogers, we've already recorded that balance on the debit side. So I want the other balance on the credit side. Thank you, Gitonga. Indeed, the balance should be something like 2770. So let me share what I have here. Let me share what I have here. We share screen on my workings. I hope you're able to see this. I hope you're able to see this. Right? I hope you're able to see this. I'm not able to export this. Why? I hope you are able to see that. Like we have said, all these elements are there. The only elements that most of you had not put is this one, the contra. And I said for the contra, you put it, you credit it on the sales ledger, and you will debit that in the purchases ledger. You will debit it in the purchases ledger. Is that clear? Good. Now you have 15 minutes, or is it 10? Because you've already taken time to tackle the purchases ledger control account for that question too. So can we tackle the purchases ledger control account for lesson 2 very fast? Purchases ledger control account for that question. Very fast, very fast. Are we through? Are we through with the other one? Good people, time is not on our side. Sum it up, sum it up. Sum it up. Are we through? Are we through? Are we through? Are we through? Good people, where are we? There's so many answers. Hey, so many answers, including that 3 million, 38 million, Shafi, 2411, 30, 40, 2269, 33, 23, 2411, 2269. Everybody is getting their own figure. Oh my, oh my, my, oh my. Let me share this. Because of time, interest of time, allow me to share what I have here. I'm not sure whether I am wrong or I'm right, but probably from there we should be able to pick it up and really know whether I am correct or I'm wrong. This is what I have here, you people. This is what I have here. And from the balances brought forward is 88 on the debit side, and brought down there on the other side is 4490, right? Then we have allowances from suppliers on the debit side, 629. Discount received, 1105. Bank money received via check, 15,413. Then contra, do not forget that. Contra, which is 3046. And then this other side, we have 4490 in terms of balance brought down, and purchases 18,135. Closing balance is given as 67. And therefore that is the balance that I expect you to find. I expected you to find there. 2411 should be our balance. Unless I made a mistake that you can always point out, so that we are able to do what? To correct it. Did I make any mistake? Why should we credit it? This is purchases. Why should we credit it? We have received this out of this amount. Why should we credit it? You were still here in the, you are still in the sales ledger, my friend. You're still in the sales ledger. When we pay, let me ask you a simple question. When we pay, whether we pay by bank or by check, where do we debit? We credit the bank or we credit cash account, and here we debit. Is it making sense? Is it? Is it making sense that way? When we pay, what do you do to the cash? Or what do you do to the bank? When you pay, what do you do to the bank? What do you do to the bank account? Can you people answer? I want answers. What do you do to the bank account when you pay? You pay, you debit, credit, Odhiambo. You do both of them. Hey, my. You debit. We know Ambo yester. You credit the bank account. When you make payment, you credit bank account or you credit cash, depending with which account you used. Then it means here you do what? You debit. That's double entry. Not sure whether these things will ever make sense if they are not making sense now. So do you agree with what I have here? Do we agree with what I have here? Good. Any question? Any question? Any question on this? Meanwhile, I should be giving you ability to do what? To mark the register. I should be giving you the ability to mark the register, which must be done before 5. Anything after 5, don't even bother coming to tell me, hey, I was not in, hey, my phone was not working. Make it work now. You have 20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to make it work. I joke a lot, eh? You have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. You can refresh now and mark the register. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you should be asking it now. If you have any question, you should be asking it now. For previous cards and assignment, can one view it plus the correct answer? What correct? I sent the answers to you. I attached them. I know one was in the notes, the other one I attached separately. Which one are you looking for answers? Which one? Unless the last one that you did, is it last week? Did you do a cut last week? I addressed that thing, Kinoti, unless you've come in late, Lillian. I already addressed that. I already addressed that. Last week, but one, eh? I'm not sure whether I've looked at it. Should be able to look at it within this week. I want to see what you did with the balance sheet. Whether you decided to post correctly. Mamuri Haribu Financial Accounting. Yes, Carol and Mary. I remember. I have not forgotten it. Eh? It's also good that Atika is able to remember. Thank you, Atika. Thank you. Any other thing that I need to address here? Remember I said next week we have a very beautiful animal, a very beautiful cat. This will be wholesome, eh? Beautiful with colors. Those who don't like cats, I don't know how to help you. How do we help you if you don't like cats? And cats are beautiful animals that we keep at home. And this one will be not a big one. Cat is not a big animal. Yeah. You must skin it and skin it well. Eh? You must be able to skin the cat. Must be able to skin. We like it, but purchasing that laptop. What has laptop to do with all this? Yeah. What has it to do with all this? Or is it because of the exam? Exam you can borrow. You can go to the cyber. Nowadays, net is it's not expensive. 50 cents per minute. Not expensive. And if you decide to ask for discount, these people can charge you 100 for the entire exam session. That would be enough. But you know, are you sure you did GAT too? My friend. The attendance is already open. Or just what is wrong with you? Refresh from your side. Refresh from your side. It is already open. Attendance is already open. You can refresh. You can leave if you want to leave. In case there is any other question being asked, you'll miss out. Right? Miss out on the question. You miss out on the question. I will post the video. No, I cannot. I don't want to answer that question deliberately because now that is beyond me. My work has been very simple. It is to teach you, to ensure that you get these concepts, to set the exam, right? Yeah, and after you do the exam, to mark. Now, these are the methods of whether which is acceptable, which is a work, which doesn't work. They are beyond me for now, kindly. We are not addressing, what are we addressing about the grades? The grade is personal. What you work for is what you get. What else do you need to know? It is that personal. There is no bias here. There is no partisanship, right? Hakuna mapendeleo. We don't look at anything else. Whether you come from Mombasa or from Kisumu or from Siaya or from Mandera, right? It is your hard work that grants your grade. It is your hard work that gives you your grade. What do you mean hujaifanya exam yote na simu? I don't understand some of these things. Even Trokana, Wajama Emmanuel, don't worry. There's nobody who even think about where you come from here. Kazi yako ndio inakuteteaga, right? Nini nakataa with the phone? Rodney, you must mark yourself today. Once I set it that way, then it is only you can mark. No, some phones, I know there are some phones which cannot work, right? There are some phones that can't work. You just have to find the right gadget, right? Borrow a laptop from your parents or from your siblings. If you don't want, you might need one in any way when you're even when you are doing face to face. Will you be going to the cyber to do your assignment? You need somewhere, my friends. Bakari Juma, I hear you, sir. I will check it. I'll check whether you sent. I haven't seen it. Let me stop this recording. I suppose that. Stop share.